Welcome to the Polygon Show. I'm Simone de Rochefort, and I'm joined today, as always, by Allegra Frank.
Hello.
Chelsea Stark.
Hello.
And Ashley O.
Hello.
Something is a little different about today, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll know what that is because you're watching us on YouTube, which is pretty cool. So we're simulcasting for the first time on both those platforms.
Yay.
And we're gonna, after the YouTube stream is over, have a little post-show party on Twitter. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can pop over to Twitter for that after we're done. But first, and most importantly, let's get started with the lightning round.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yeah, I'm really warming you up today.
Both of you guys were shocked.
Why are you shocked? It's
I know.
like we never talked about the format that the show's going to be in.
I just purposely forget it so I can act surprised.
Oh, thank you for that. It's flattering to me. So our first question is, which is better, thick Pikachu or skinny legend Pikachu?
Skinny legend?
What's skinny legend?
I have no idea what that Pikachu is. I was hoping that one of you would know. This question is from Spaceman Spiff.
Is it like a Slender Man?
I mean, obviously, thick Pikachu is better.
Thick everything.
Like,
yeah.
The original Pikachu. Oh, you know what? Pikachu has slimmed.
Oh yeah, because
over
the original
But I wouldn't call that skinny legend Pikachu. That's just like standard Pikachu now.
Maybe I should Google this.
What's
Yeah.
standard? Isn't Pikachu kind of always like a little?
It used to be like, he used to be chubby, and now
Yeah.
he's like slimmed down. He's been on like Weight Watchers or something.
Why?
I don't know.
Thick Pikachu is so much
Stress.
better.
Thick Pikachu is great.
Yes.
Maybe he is stressed. I mean, he's been part of this franchise for so long. He's probably worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And Ash still has not won anything.
never won.
So that's
in
stressful.
all of his 10 years of life, in his 25 years of life, he's never won anything.
the 35-year-old, 10-year-old.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I'm looking at pictures of Pikachu right now, and I'm going to describe them. So Pikachu 1998 is very, like, he would be on the Round Animals Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. Pikachu 2010, the profile has changed. He has slimmed, he has gotten taller, and he has decreased in width. And that's a real shame.
But
First he's like this, but now he's like this. He's performative now.
He is,
Yeah.
yes.
but he has the new one is better at wearing backwards hats, which I've seen a lot of.
He is very
he?
good at that. He's
Okay, this
very
is
good at
not a
wearing
lightning
hats.
round again.
No, wow.
It's
Next
not.
question.
Thick Pikachu.
Thick Pikachu for sure. This is from Kurt Bongagut, our best friend Kurt Bongagut. Which boy band archetype are you?
Oh,
The
Lord.
sensitive one, the bad boy, the baritone who doesn't get a lot of lead vocals, etc.
This is good because we were just talking about Justin Timberlake.
We spent about 20 minutes talking about Justin Timberlake
Yes.
at length. And he was the hot one, right?
Yes.
Did he have any skills?
He
He was the hot one.
He was hot. He was great at singing, and he was great at dancing.
Yeah.
He had all the skills.
Okay, he was the dancer. Okay, Chelsea, what would your boy band archetype be?
I'd be like the one who's trying to break into an acting role but failing.
Oh,
I love it.
man.
Like Joey Fatone.
Yeah, no,
Or
definitely.
Lance Bass.
Ooh,
kind of.
I'm like, I'm going for the acting role, but I'll probably end up hosting a reality show.
Mm.
All right, Allegra.
I'm like the baby, you know?
Oh, yeah, you are
Yeah.
Baby Spice.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ashley.
What do you think I would be?
I think
Oh God.
I know
feel
that
like you
look.
know.
No, you're
I
definitely.
don't know
like
why
you
I
know.
think ask Simone.
You're the bad boy.
I think you are the bad boy. Yeah, you're definitely the bad
Oh, because
boy.
the only thing that I was gonna say is like I couldn't think of one for a current boy band.
Mhm.
I just kept thinking like I would be the boy band member where like 10 years later they're just gonna show like a shot of me leaving rehab, like whoa.
You're still
And then I'm gonna come back with a star in a sitcom, and everyone like, oh, good for her, she's back on her feet.
but you're still wearing those puka shell necklaces from.
No, I have that bad eyebrow piercing.
Ooh, the
Frosted
eyebrow
tips.
I think I would be.
tips unfrosted.
Yes. Oh, I don't know what I feel like I would be like a boring one.
No, you would be.
No.
There's always like a prankster one.
A prankster one.
Like the fun, goofy
the
one.
fun
The clown? Is that what you're saying, Ashley?
I think
You're
you're
calling me a clown.
Your words.
you're the
not
one up for like the physical hijinks
I'm
who
the
like
goofy
slides
one.
in the
I'm
middle
the
of
goofy
scenes.
you're the one
You're
on
the
Punk'd.
goofy one.
You
Yeah.
got to be on Punk'd.
I want to be Posh Spice, but instead I'm Flint Rasmussen, the rodeo
I
clown.
was also.
My favorite
I
Spice
was
Girl.
thinking you could be Victoria Beckham, actually.
Thank you for thinking
Yeah.
that.
Good kick, like good kicking abilities.
Good
both of
kick.
you.
High kicks. Next question. This is from Eve de Walrus, a gay frog. I just got some cute dog stickers. What video games need to have dog companions? Oh,
The obvious
All of
answer is all of them.
Yeah.
all of them.
What,
All of them.
what would video game would not even be enhanced by a dog companion? I can't think of a single one.
Easy. All of them. Next question. We know our dogs, Eve. Thank you. Does anyone still play HQ?
I just started playing it.
I've been meaning to play it, but I haven't gotten the chance.
It's fun.
I don't play it anymore. I'm sorry.
It's finally on Android. It's very lo-fi. I started playing it. I have a high score of 5 questions.
How does it still get like 700,000 players when you?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, lots of other people are still playing HQ. Just
All right. Next question. Oh, that was from Ed Hunsinger, by the way. This is from Crunchleaf. My power is out, but I can still play my Switch for hours. If my house is blown away, is it poetic to play Breath of the Wild into that good night? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, my friend.
Sure.
Yes. Honestly, that's how I dissociate on the subway. I was on the subway yesterday. I was riding on my way home, and a man started brushing his hair next to me and just like liberally coating me in his hair and his dandruff. And I just sat there
this is
playing
giving
Breath of the
me
Wild. I'm sorry. I took a very long shower when I got home. I was just sitting there holding my Switch and kind of just like looking over and just watching. I was like, I'm wearing a very thick winter coat. It's gonna be okay.
Oh.
honestly, strangers' hair and like hair away from bodies is like one of the things that gives me
It's a
the heebie-jeebies.
problem.
Yeah.
For me.
Nope.
I'm sorry. Welcome to the Polygon Show. We love to talk about
Strangers'
horrible bodily things that
Strangers'
happen to us. All right, next question. That went to some dark places. Atlantis Mashers asks, where do y'all fall on the McDonald's car alignment chart?
I'm the one who says we have food at home.
Mm-hmm. Chelsea.
McDonald's. Ovs. Yeah.
I'm the black coffee.
I think I'm also black coffee.
Like, it depends on how much I hate the kids that day, I guess.
Wait.
But the chicken nuggets, though.
I was thinking you'd be McDonald's.
True.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
I do. Actually, I do feel like that.
Yeah, McDonald's.
I'm black coffee. I'm driving the car.
I'm pretty, firmly
Yeah.
between those two. But yeah.
I'm the one in the backseat who's like, God, why am I here with you guys? Take me home. We have nuts at home.
We have
me eat
nuts
my
and,
beans at
and
home.
one apple.
And what? Yeah, actually, yes.
All right, let's talk about what we are playing this week. And we're going to mix this segment up a bit this week. We're going to talk about stuff that we're playing and also stuff that we've been watching. But we are going to start by talking to Allegra about Metal Gear Solid 2,
Oh boy. Yes.
which you have been playing.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, so shout out to former Polygon intern Thomas, who I lent him. I own like every Metal Gear Solid game except for Ground Zeroes because I played Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes on Chris Grant's recommendation, and he lended it to me, and it is one of my favorite games ever. So I was like, yo, I gotta play Metal Gear Solid 2. Bought the HD collection, lent it to Thomas. He likes to pretend he owns it now, so then I went to his house so I could play the game that I own. Anyway, it is so good. I honestly think it's better than Twin Snakes. It has very similar mechanics, but instead, I mean, this is a freaking old game, so it's not a spoiler, but you start the beginning of the game with Solid Snake again. He's back. He's doing his backflips. He has a really nice butt. He's hot. He's great. But then he dies, and then you cut to 2 years later, and because he's dead,
We're verbalizing. You are making huge
I'm making air quotes. Yes, air quotes.
Only with one hand.
Because I'm sitting on the other one. Both hands now. Air quotes.
Get that hot hand
he
out
is
here.
dead. Thank you. It is warm. If you'd like to hold it, it is very warm now. My hot hand water. So
I'm
anyway,
gonna pass.
Anyway, so Raiden,
Fuck.
beautiful hot man Raiden. He has beautiful long blonde hair. He has a great butt. But he's not so good at the stealth thing. Has no field experience. He's only done like these VR training missions. But now it's his first real mission.
So he's beautiful and useless, just like
He's
me.
beautiful and useless, just like me. I'm going to say me, not you.
Okay, sure, yeah.
And so it's just like I wrote a thing about it today. It's just sort of like a weird coming of age story as opposed to this like wish fulfillment action movie that the first Metal Gear Solid is, because he's sort of learning the ropes to become more like Solid Snake. He doesn't start out.
I'm still thinking about hot hand water.
Do you want to hold my hand? It is warm.
No, it's not.
Okay, well, I am actually dead inside. You're right. So, yeah, it's an excellent game.
Yes.
It's really fun. God, the story is just wacky and beautiful and gripping, and everyone who thinks that Hideo Kojima is just like nutso and all of his stuff is inscrutable is wrong. Metal Gear Solid is just so fascinating and beautifully done.
Girl,
And
he is, and
he is, but it's a blessing. It is perfectly what he is and who he should be. And I love Metal Gear Solid, and Metal Gear Solid 2 is just reaffirming that for me.
So my experience with Kojima's work has been salivating over the Death Stranding trailer. Ashley, are you still
Just ignore me.
Hot hand
It's okay. I wish I had any tissues in here for you,
We
but I
need to
don't.
send Ashley to like the quiet corner.
No, she's being very quiet. She's just sobbing over hot hand water.
It's okay.
It was a good joke.
We've all been there.
Thank you.
Ashley does need tissues. So salivating over Mads Mikkelsen, the Death Stranding trailer, playing PT and drinking whiskey out of the bottle and being very scared. And then watching the scenes from Metal Gear Solid 5 where Quiet dances in the rain, and it's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. So my Kojima experience is functionally non-existent. How representative is Metal Gear Solid 2 of my experience as an outsider, which you also so recently were?
Yeah, so I think that so basically, like, legend says that, or he probably actually straight up said it, he didn't really want to keep making them after the third one, and I think that's pretty clear because from 4 on, it just gets, like, extremely ludicrous. Like, that's the Kojima style we tend to think of. I mean, Metal Gear Solids 1 through 3 aren't, like, conventional in any sense. Like, there's still Psycho Mantis. The first boss in Metal Gear Solid 2 is named Fat Man, which is one word, Fetchman, and it's wild and fun, but I think after 3 it really took a turn for like the absurd, and now he's just like really leaning into it. So Metal Gear Solid 1,
Lean in, Kojima.
he's leaning
Lean
in like
just like
whatever.
Sheryl Sandberg.
Sheryl Sandberg. That's her
Kojima
name.
read that book. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
I can live my dreams. I can live my truth.
Like, you mean his dreams and truth is having dinner with Mads Mikkelsen like all the time?
He is
I
living
mean,
his truth.
I know.
Yeah,
he's,
dog.
Yeah.
he's
He was
living
like,
a very enviable life right now.
He is.
He's friends with Guillermo del Toro,
and he's dating
Norman
Mads Mikkelsen,
Reedus. Yeah.
which is incredible.
And
Yeah.
he even cosplays like Naruto for Kojima. It's like really sweet.
Mads Mikkelsen cosplays Naruto.
No, it was a joke. It was from that tweet. Like,
Oh my god! You.
Yeah, I thought they
Oh.
actually.
I was just like, that
Mads is dressed like
is such a specific intersection of my interests that I was very upset for a second. Okay. So you recommend this?
TLDR, it is a freaking fantastic game. I'm playing it on PS3. If y'all have one still, you should play it.
Oh no! Is there no other way to play it?
No, sadly, the HD collection is. I mean, maybe there's like a port for PSP
I mean, it's
or
a PS2
Vita.
game that they remastered for PS3.
Yeah,
It's not.
so it's not on anything else, and I doubt it will ever be because of Konami problems.
Yeah, their problems.
Mhm.
Okay, well, that's a downer note to end on. All right, well, we are going to revisit something that we talked about 2 weeks ago on our Snow Day episode. I talked extensively, just like for quite a long time, about how I wanted a Dinotopia MMO. And somehow, in the many, many minutes that I spent talking about this, you were all kind of going, yeah. And nobody ever mentioned that they had no idea what the fuck I was talking about.
It's self-explanatory.
It's
I mean, I really thought it was like Land of the Lost.
Same. I was thinking.
I was like,
Land of the
okay,
Lost.
it's
I
Land
was
of the
quiet
Lost.
because I know what Dinotopia is.
because
Well,
I
it caught
cornered
me.
you one day and I sat you down and I said, Allegra,
We were
are you ready for
walking
the gospel?
in Chicago to the same place, and it's not like I could split off. We were going to the museum,
Oh no.
and I mean, I enjoyed it, but I literally had no choice.
We were going to go see the dinosaurs in the museum and then they were expensive. And then I probably said, you know where you can go for free to see dinosaurs?
Dinotopia.
Is the magical island of Dinotopia. So Dinotopia is a book series. It started as a book series. You might know it from a very bad TV movie that came out when I was in grade school. Book series by James Gurney about this island where dinosaurs are still alive and humans and dinosaurs coexist. And the only way to get there is basically to be shipwrecked. There's reefs all around the island, so ships crash there all the time. And the first 3, like these beautiful illustrated books, cover the story of a father and son who get shipwrecked and kind of get stranded there. And it's so good. And the thing that I think makes it so special is that, so what's up behind me on the screen right now, if you're listening to this audio only, is this gorgeous, like, oil painting of this beautiful multicultural paradise where dinosaurs are wearing cool jewelry. Thanks for those tissues. And like living in harmony with humans. And that's basically what the whole thing is about. And the books, like they're going around the island and you get these detailed looks at the different cultures of these different towns. Like there's a town called Treetop Town where everyone lives in tree houses and the kids like slide down Brachiosaurus necks for fun, which is my dream come true. And he does these cool cross sections of like, say there's a hatchery or something. He'll do this gorgeous detailed cross section of the building showing like the different parts and how the hatchery functions. It was basically like crack for my kid mind who like loved imagining being in that world and living with dinosaurs, which I still am very pro living with dinosaurs because I don't subscribe to the Jurassic Park philosophy of they'll kill us all. I think that they are intelligent, beautiful creatures who we can learn to communicate with because they've developed a written language based on footprints.
Do you subscribe to like the living in dinosaurs kind of way in the like the ABC sitcom Dinosaurs?
I love that show.
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you feeling like
Dinosaurs
you
are
mean
not
Wait,
jokes.
have you seen the extremely scary? Do you guys remember this movie, the animated movie Dinosaurs They're Back or something?
No.
Yes.
That movie freaked me out.
I really liked that movie.
It's scary. You
I mean,
like it, man.
I love dinosaurs.
it seems like there was this like our well, I'd say zombies are a little over, except nobody's told The Walking Dead, but like the 90s zombies were dinosaurs. And that like we
Ugh.
existed with so much dinosaur pop culture that
yeah, we did.
ended up being killed by ABC's Dinosaurs.
The dinosaurs were killed again.
Maybe killed by Dinotopia, the show. Now, the interesting thing about this, and I think it goes to show how obscure these games were. I learned this week when I was Googling pictures to put up here that there are Dinotopia video games. They made like some PC adventure games back in, I think, the late 90s or early 2000s. And nobody tweeted at me to tell me that, which I basically take to mean that nobody knows about them at all, which is kind of wild because usually when you say something that's deeply wrong, somebody will immediately enlighten you to that fact. The reason I think Dinotopia would make a great game is because the entire world is based on this society that's very peaceful. Like everyone is vegetarian. There's no killing except in the rainy basin where the T-Rexes live. I'm spiraling. So I think that's why I think it would make a good MMO because there's so much exploration and so much cultural diversity within the island of Dinotopia.
But there's no combat,
There's no combat in Stardew Valley. It's still fucking fun.
but that's not an MMO.
But the fun parts of Zelda, which is also not an MMO, but which is very large, are like hunting and gathering. There's no hunting because the dinosaurs are intelligent, like gathering things and exploring and
You're right.
solving puzzles and stuff. So and there's lots of puzzles in Dinotopia because there are also dinosaur robots and submarines.
So it's
which
like,
I will not even get into.
so it's like the puzzles of let's workshop this game. It's got the puzzles of Mist,
Puzzles of Mist and
the-
like the Zelda shrines.
Zelda
without the
shrines.
magic.
and then some Zelda cooking.
Zelda cooking and resource gathering, Stardew Valley farming, and yeah, it would be perfect. It'd be perfect. Tweet me your ideas for a Dinotopia MMO. And of course, you can tweet your questions to hashtag Polygon Show, and we'll get to those after the show is over on Twitter. Okay. Ashley, we're going to talk about what you've been watching because you accidentally started watching The Crown. This is true.
I accidentally got really into The Crown.
It's a good crown.
That's a nice
It's a really nice crown.
Oh shit, it's huge.
It looks heavy.
Yeah.
How do you wear
Heavy,
that?
heavy
I
is
mean,
the
you-
head that wears the crown. Is that?
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Tell me about it.
I was actually folding laundry and cleaning my room, and I just wanted something in the background, just as like background noise. So I had Netflix up, so I was like, fine, like this seems like a very good neutral ground. It's probably not gonna be too loud, too distracting.
The beige of Netflix shows.
Yeah, and then I can just like look over and it'll be fine.
Mm-mm.
Which it was. And then I don't know. I also like it was dumb of me as well to think that because I really do like that period quite a lot.
Mhm.
I actually don't know anything about England post World War One. That's when it was. And then this show goes at least through the second season. They have 2 seasons now. They go like sort of up till the 50s after
Mm-hmm.
World War II, and then how like Queen Elizabeth is like kind of getting on without Churchill.
So what like grabbed you? What was the initial thing that made you stop doing whatever the fuck you were laundrying and sit and go, huh?
I think
I want that crown.
honestly, the acting is very, very good. So
Uh-huh.
her husband is played by Philip is played by he was like
Matt
Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, Matt.
Matt
No, Matt Smith.
Smith.
Oh.
Smith. Matt Smith.
Sure.
Oh.
Doctor Who.
Yes, but they're really good. And I think what got me was the first episode was very much centering on her, like right before it was announced that she had to be queen. So it's like her trying to live her like life basically, and then all of a sudden her dad, who was King George, if you watched The King's Speech, which is a very good movie, that's her dad,
Mhm.
and then he dies.
I love the
Spoiler
hand
alert.
gestures, you guys.
Spoiler alert, he
dies.
King George dies. So he dies. And she's
The Lion
she's
King
just
all
like,
over again.
he has no sons. She's the eldest. And so she has to do it. And I
Gotta
think
wear that crown.
I think it's just like a combination of everything. Like the production value of this is extremely, extremely good. Like it's a very good time period piece if you're into that, which I am. And then like, I don't know, it just like got on to other stuff like her sister, Princess Margaret. I didn't know anything about either. And it,
her life is so fucking
Shit.
sad, dude.
it was sad as fuck, and it's like scandalous, but also really sad. So to answer
Depresses
your
me to
question,
this-
it was
yes.
the super sad thing that got me, where I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's not right. And then that's when I was
Mhm.
glued to it.
Mhm. Did you watch? There's a movie called A Royal Night Out or something like that, and it's about Elizabeth and Margaret on the day Armistice. Was it Armistice Day? That's the end of World War II. I think that's World War One. I'm not sure. It's basically the end of World War II, and they scheme their way out of Buckingham Palace to go party in London. Or it's Margaret who does that. Elizabeth is like, I don't want to, but she gets kind of dragged along. It's really cute, and I had to stop watching it because I was afraid it was going to make me cry about World War II. But it sure didn't. That was all in my head. It
Mhm.
seemed like a really cute movie about the two sisters kind of experiencing what it was like to not be princesses for a night.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds super cute. Actually,
You should watch it.
I
It's on
do wanna
Netflix.
see it. This series is obviously kind of serious. It is a little bit somber. I mean, I think I only knew enough about Churchill based on what I was taught in high school, which is like, you know, I were brushed with World War II, World War, One. But yeah, looking at life in England in the
Oh.
1950s
Maybe I'll pitch it on.
into the 60s when shit started getting real, and then Margaret was like, I'm just gonna fucking do this, and everyone's like, oh my god, you can't do that. She's like, yeah, I can.
And then they
Yeah, I
fucking
can."
ruined her life.
And then yeah,
Not spoilers for fucking
spoilers,
history.
she's dead
Spoilers
also.
for history.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh, Chelsea,
Yeah,
you this week you beat Persona 4,
I did.
and now what are you doing with your life
Oh.
in your post Persona?
Wait, what's going?
It's not post Persona, is what she's doing.
What's the next slide? I don't actually.
You said that you're watching the Persona 4 anime. Help me, Jesus. Those are your exact.
Oh my God. Just a picture of very sad Teddy.
Very sad.
Is that a real Teddy?
Chelsea said very sad, and now I
No.
cannot speak to her.
That's Teddy. and
Very-
okay, Teddy uses bear puns.
I know
That doesn't mean that you have to.
Oh my God, we just talked
God.
about my resolution to not hear bad puns anymore.
I'm sorry that this is unbearable for you.
Okay,
do you want me to
that's-
push?
Oh.
Do you want me to push pause on this?
Wow. Wow.
Oh man, double header.
Whatever I was
Okay.
going to say is not important because I have to kick Chelsea's ass right now. I'm going to fuck you up. Carry on and tell us about the
Okay.
nightmare that you're living.
No, I love it.
Because you played Persona 5 and then you played Persona 4 and now you're watching
Not-
a fucking anime.
I'm watching the anime version of Persona 4. It came out before Persona 4 Golden, but it is like a direct adaptation of the story. But it's extremely cute because they got all of the American voice actors to reprise their roles. So the voice acting is extremely good, and it's really interesting to see how they kind of interpret video game ideas, because it's like Persona is a game about grinding through dungeons and also social links. But they like interpret them in some very weird ways. Like you're like, oh, they just like kind of brush through this combat and stuff like that. But it's really interesting and fun, and it's just been something that I've been putting on in the evenings when I'm like, I'm so tired.
How long is it?
I think it's like 20 episodes that are 30 minutes each. It's not super long.
Wait, does that cover the plot of the whole game?
Whole game. Yeah. It doesn't have the new stuff from Golden, but it's like very fun and lighthearted. You get to hear Troy Baker being adorable.
Oh, you're watching the dub?
She just said she was watching the dub.
I don't hear that.
You were trying not to hear any more
I didn't
puns.
hear that. I was
It's a
actually
resolution.
I have to admit I was tuning it out because I was still focusing on the double whammy of puns and how upset I was.
Sorry, I
But
burned
here's
you
what I think
forever.
you're upset about is that you complained incessantly about the Little Drummer Boy game because you said nobody could possibly win because you can't control when you hear the Little Drummer Boy. And now you've made a resolution to not hear fucking puns. You are living a hypocritical life. You've taken a hypocritic oath.
I forgot about the little drummer.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Oh my god,
I don't
why are
even
you
know.
watching the dub though?
Because I just said it's like an incredibly good dub because it uses the English.
Yeah, but I bet the original Japanese language audio track is better.
She's putting it on in the background. She's listening. She doesn't know Japanese.
She just said she's tired. If you're tired,
Yeah.
you're
I
tired.
I missed all of this. I'm so sorry.
And
Wow.
Also, I mean, I'm just saying that like because I played 100 hours of the game, I already like associated these voices with these characters, and they do a freaking good job. Like,
Okay.
They are good.
I do
I'm-
like the English cast.
the English class, Teddy is a great voice actor.
Petty is a bad
Troy
everything.
Baker. Wow.
I'm sorry.
I'm scared.
Wow. Troy Baker is a great voice actor, and hearing him do kanji is so enjoyable. And like all of the voice cast is great. The end.
You haven't played 4 yet, right?
No,
Ashley?
not yet. I would really, really like to.
I should-
I'm
This is
like
2 reasons
working
for
on
me to-
selling Ashley so hard. I'm playing
Well,
for him.
I will lend you my Vita,
Yes.
and then you can play Tearaway. Only if you promise to play Tearaway first.
But I have
only-
Tearaway on my PS4.
Oh, that's kind of a conundrum because I really like what they added on PS4, but it's also really special on Vita. But we'll talk about it
Special.
in a different episode because
Okay.
it's not on our schedule.
Nope, and we've talked about it on the show before.
We've talked about it on the show so many times.
Yeah, so I'm watching the anime. It was really cute. I recommend it. It's very chill and fun to put on the background, and it's interesting to see how they incorporate concepts like the Velvet Room into like because that's some weird stuff.
Is that on Hulu?
No,
Crunchyroll?
it's
Illegal site?
You're not doing anything.
illegal.
no. I'm about to out
Mm-hmm.
Sean for being a huge nerd because he watched it on I don't know a Crunchyroll or an illegal site, and he was like, "Oh, this is so good." Chelsea's playing the game, so he bought the DVDs for us, the Blu-rays.
Oh.
So it was nice.
That's
I'm
nice.
enjoying it,
Have you ever noticed crossover with the Velvet Room and the Black Lodge?
dude.
Oh, 100%.
feels like it.
That is very interesting, yes.
Well, I mean, what came first? Twin Peaks came first, right?
Yes.
Have you seen? Of course, because it was 1990, the year of my birth. Have you seen those coffee commercials, the Japanese coffee commercials
With Kyle MacLachlan?
with Kyle MacLachlan?
Oh,
in them?
Lord.
Oh, man.
Yes.
So there was like
So good.
Twin Peaks was pretty big in Japan. I would not be surprised if the Velvet Room were influenced in some
Yeah,
way by
I was
the
wondering
liminal
about
space
that.
of the Black Lodge.
Oh my god. Okay, very quick related.
Yes.
So I was trying to write the story about this Twin Peaks like shit posting group about like game jokes based off Twin Peaks, and like there's this resurgence right now of like Earthbound like related Twin Peaks jokes, and it is such a good group. Like everyone just posts these hilarious like game related Twin Peaks jokes.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any Velvet Room or really any Persona ones yet.
this is a waste
I'll look through
of an opportunity.
Yeah, there's oh my god, there's so many funny ones. There's so many Evangelion ones. Oh,
I mean,
I'm dying.
Igor looks because Igor, not a spoiler,
Yeah.
isn't in every game actually. So he looks like a freaking resident of the Black Lodge.
Mm.
he looks like
He should
The
do
Man
a
from Another
dance
Place.
next time.
Yeah, I was
Mm.
thinking that. Yeah, Man from Another Place.
shit. We've cracked it. I'm sure there's like reams of discourse about this on the internet already, and we're rediscovering the wheel here. But you know what? It's relevant.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, you should not be sorry. Let's transition to some news because there was a huge news story this week. Thanks at Nintendo for dropping that yesterday. What is the weirdest thing that you could think of that Nintendo could possibly announce on a Wednesday?
I was gonna make a real
In the
bad
afternoon.
joke. an M-rated game, inches. Just kidding.
That's really dumb. Okay.
Yep. I said that. I prefaced it with it was a bad joke. They announced on a Wednesday at 5 p.m. the Nintendo Labo, which is a DIY peripheral kit line where it comes with cardboard sheets and like templates, and you assemble these different like, custom controllers. Essentially, they connect, the Joy-Con connect into them, and you can then play with associated software with like these actual physical peripherals that look like the thing you're using in the game. So there's like a robot suit, which is like freaking huge and legit. There's a working piano,
Which is on the screen behind us. Yeah.
yeah, we're looking at this piano. There's like an RC car that actually moves, and it's really cool. So like they use the IR camera and the Joy-Con and the actual Switch tablet to, make them interactive. And a lot of people are comparing it to Legos. I never had Legos growing up because I was deprived, but I think as a child I would have been freaking over the moon.
My brain exploded, and it still explodes every time I try to think about how the fuck this works.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is super cool. So you guys cover, news for us all the time. This is the first time that we've ever seen a peripheral like this wacky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so fucking Nintendo.
Yes. It's really smart too, because obviously like when we were talking about it, we were having many secret discussions about this over the past couple days. Many, like I would be tapped on the shoulder.
I asked Chelsea yesterday, so what's Nintendo going to announce? And she was like, it's going to be weird. And I think that's all that you said.
Yes, we were just kind of like hypothesizing what it could be. But yeah, so basically what we were talking about after the fact is like what basically everyone's consensus is that this is really smart, because Nintendo has released a lot of like kind of dumb single-use peripherals in the past, like the Wii wheel for Mario Kart and the gun, the Link's crossbow training.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, those cost a bunch because you have to make the plastic and ship them out. So now it's just like cardboard. It's literally cardboard. So the profit margins are way, way, way higher, which is pretty smart.
I mean,
go on.
there's software in the bundles too, so there's still something that they had to develop. You're not just getting cardboard and that's it. But
yeah, because you get this piano app. So if you buy
Literally just
Nintendo just ships me a bunch of garbage.
I got garbage in
Well, a
the
lot
mail.
of people were upset about like the $70 price point for cardboard.
Yeah.
Essentially.
You do get a couple of games in each pack, but yeah, I can understand that. I mean, to me, it reminds me of Erector sets or those things. And actually, like after we reported this, then like Charlie and Ben, who both have small kids on our team, like they were both like, "Oh, we've been using these. I think they were called Kiwi Box, and they're like similar things. You can order things to like construct and build like little wooden toys with your kids." And I was like, "Oh, so yo, I know that sounds great.
The makerspace is so cool.
The makerspace is so cool."
So, and I think what we'll see with this, I don't doubt, is that these kits will ship and people will enjoy them, and then people will start coming up with their own ways to do this. We're going to see 3D printed stuff. We're going to see people making their own cardboard things. So, I mean, like you said, the software is still a barrier that they are charging for, but I definitely think we'll see people kind of adapting this.
Oh, and also as soon as they open up the kits to third-party developers, which they haven't said, yes, we will, or maybe did Reggie say we're like interested in it?
they're interested, yeah.
Yeah, but like that's when it's going to get crazy. Like imagine a game jam where you're making stuff for this, or just imagine like Maker Fair's X Nintendo. Like this is very cool.
I just have a quick question. Do you
Yeah.
guys think you will play this?
I probably will, because we'll probably get them sent to the office.
Yeah, I can't decide if this is a thing I'd actually like be.
Well, here's
interested
the
long
problem
term.
is that child Simone is like 100% down, and then adult Simone is thinking about where she's going to keep cardboard things in her house. So I think, we were talking about this on my other podcast, Rocket, last night. Like the fact that they showed predominantly kids in that trailer is something that they haven't necessarily done with other Switch trailers. Like it's been a mix. It's been a lot of focus on young adults because we fucking love games, and then mixed in with like kids also enjoying it like with their families. And then this was all just like, kids, here's some fucking toys. Look at how cool this is. So I'm, for the first time, I think I'm not the target audience for this necessarily. And that's a different move compared to the other special things that Nintendo has done this year, like the NES Classic, the SNES Classic.
Yeah.
Those are geared towards people who are our age or older than our age even.
I mean, I think it's, but also when you have like maybe, I'm not sure if the Nintendo hasn't commented if the 2DS or 3DS is winding down, but like the 2DS especially is a console meant for kids. Like they've said that in their marketing before. And like this is even for like getting kids even not able to conceptualize how controllers work to play with games and make them understand. Like because
That's a really good point.
there's like an age where you're like, oh, I can relate that the buttons I'm hitting make the thing on the screen happen, but before that you can use these.
That's so fucking smart. Has anyone told you you're really smart?
That's so nice.
Really smart. I think, and I don't even like when I think about how these things work, like the working fishing rod. I'm like, how the fuck
No,
do you get cardboard to work like that?
Or the backpack
The backpack
that is like
so
powers punching robot gloves that was paired up to a game where you were like punching as a robot, and it had a visor too. I just like, I do not understand how this works. I asked Nintendo and they said we're not ready to comment at this time. I'm like,
God.
what? Tell me how
We're
the
gonna
backpack
take
works.
that shit apart.
Yeah.
So we had controllers that attach to the backpack on strings. The strings are on some kind of mechanism in the backpack. In the trailer, it takes off the lid of the backpack, and you can kind of see things moving in there. And there's a Joy-Con stuck in the backpack.
Yeah.
And somehow that makes cool when I punch, a robot punches.
I know that controllers have an IR sensor, or the right one does. The right Joy-Con has an IR sensor, so it could be seeing these rubber bands or strings. But like, I could not explain how that works. That's freaking cool.
God, it's so fucking cool. All right. Let's talk about some emails. Let me exit out of that Asana prompt. Get out of here. Late food discoveries. Hi there. Love the show. It is my absolute favorite podcast right now. Thank you, Ron. The absence of Marie Callender's frozen pot pies from Ashley's life is something I completely relate to. Growing up in a Chinese household, I ate exactly 3 types of food: school lunch, fast food, and Chinese food. Nothing else was consumed. This led to not eating many quote unquote normal foods like spaghetti, PB&Js, and literally any ethnic food other than Chinese until college. What are some other late discoveries that you've had in life? The answer does not have to be food related. Ron Chan.
You know, we're just going to talk about food though, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, can I talk about my sweet daughter?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I keep calling her that. So I
She-
got a comforter for the first time in my life.
Oh my God, you absolute baby.
Yeah, I never ever
How
had
did
a
you
comforter.
live in the cold?
I just had these 2 now very ratty blankets. I've had them my entire life, so they're 24-year-old blankets. And yeah, I just always slept under those blankets. And I am 24 now. Those blankets are as old as I am. It was time to upgrade. They were very linty, especially.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I got some like Amazon gift card
It's
money.
making me itchy, seriously. Like,
Yeah.
Let's start talking about hair again.
Oh God,
I'm
no.
leaving.
I got some holiday money, so I was like, I'm gonna do some adult purchases. So I bought 2 new pillows. I bought some sheets that are very soft, and I bought my first comforter ever, and I love it so much. I call her my sweet, beautiful daughter.
Wow.
She is beauty, she is grace. I love her a lot. So that
Does
is
she have
my
a
late.
name? Or just your sweet,
no.
beautiful
No,
daughter?
tweet some names at me, you guys. I don't know what to name.
Name
her.
Allegra's comforter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then we'll give all the names.
It's
to
red.
Bran
That's important to
get-
say.
To do the animal
It's
shelter
reversible. She's reversible. She's red and gray.
Whoa.
Mhm.
Mm. Things are heating up in Allegra Frank's household
Yeah,
because it's
yeah,
a comforter.
it's a
It's a warm
comforter.
blanket that you sleep under.
Yep.
Ashley, have you made any late discoveries?
I did actually. It's pecan pie.
I've still never had
Yeah.
pecan
So-
pie.
Yo.
Yeah, because
So
like I know
Got
that
nuts
that's
in it.
also like very present at Thanksgiving and everything. And I don't know. I just don't think that like my family ever really had that. Like we would have like sometimes with Thanksgiving like Korean food and the Thanksgiving food. And it would always be at my insistence that we have Thanksgiving sides like mashed potatoes and all that stuff. But you know, like most of the time if we would get dessert or a pie, like it was just pumpkin pie, and most of the time we were too full to eat anything anyways, like after that.
That's relatable.
And also I don't like walnuts very much, so I assume that based on what a pecan looks like and what a pecan pie looks like, I'm just like, oh, that's my worst nightmare.
A
I
walnut pie.
I don't even fucking want all of those oh no. And then one time my friend brought some in to work, and she was like, it's really good, like you should try it, like I promise if you don't like it, it's fine, but like I don't know, she either bought it or she made it, and I tried it and I was like, this isn't a nut pie, this is just like sugar. It's just
yeah.
sugar.
Is that what it tastes like? Just sugar?
Yeah, it's just like sweet stuff. You don't really, and
It's-
there's
it's like
nothing
a-
wrong with the texture. It's
Yeah,
just,
it's the
But
nuts
they're
are only on
nuts,
top. Only
and
on
they're
top.
on top.
But it's all like a
such a good
sugar
texture.
filling.
Nuts
yeah, and they
That's-
they almost like break apart very like,
Yeah.
easily, so it's not really even a nut texture in your mouth. I know.
I'm gonna
Nut
bring
texture in your
you-
mouth, whatever.
I'm gonna bring you a Texan thing that's like a pecan praline, which is basically a pecan pie filling without pie crust, and it's the
What?
same sugar.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's the
What?
same sugar, and then pecans. And
For
that's it.
me?
Yeah. Next time I go to Texas, I'll bring you one.
I don't really like pie, but pecan pie is the only pie I
It's
like.
pretty
This is
good.
mystifying.
I had a chocolate pecan pie last year.
Yeah, I've
I
had
was
those.
like-
I
too.
understand why you would go there when you could just be eating the pumpkin pie.
Yeah, I love pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie is objectively the best. For me, unfortunately, and this is like the greatest sin in the entire world, it was guacamole.
Oh, when?
Because it was green, and I thought,
When did you first eat it?
I don't want to say because it's probably embarrassing.
When
Like this morning.
did you
I
eat
was
it?
definitely in college when I first ate it.
I think that's okay.
That's
It was
okay.
green.
That's okay.
It's
Nobody ever
fine.
buys avocados.
It's kind of a weird color.
except
it's-
that they are the best food.
They're very
actually.
good.
I understand. Like you
green.
grew up far up on the coast. Avocados have to
This is
travel
true.
a long time to get there. The-
I grew up in the middle of the forest.
avocados are freaking temperamental. You can't get ones that are not hard as rocks in New York.
That's
okay,
true.
so like, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, the salsa was there. What about you, Chelsea? Do you have one?
So it's not so much like a discovery as suddenly my palate changed like 3 years ago. It was like I hated ginger, the flavor. Like I didn't like
Girl.
it. But now, or like ginger ale is fine, but now I'm like ginger beer. Yes, I want that. Ginger, like pickled ginger after sushi, want that. Ginger candy, so good. I don't know why, like I went from disliking this thing to really being like, oh, this is like one of my.
Oh, that
favorite
happened to me with Brussels sprouts pretty late in my life.
Fucking Brussels
I
sprouts.
didn't. I like. I yes. I
Maybe
didn't
it's
like
like
them growing up, but all of a sudden, like I had them one time. I was like, oh, these. I guess I'll try one, and I was like, wow,
They are the best
They
vegetable.
are so good.
They're very good.
But I
There
don't
is
think
no
people
competition.
appreciate them until later in life. It's like you turn 24 and then you're like,
Well,
I want Brussels sprouts.
But it's
Yeah.
like it's a huge stereotype that they're bad, right? Like I never had them growing up, but I knew Brussels sprouts are gross.
Yeah.
Whereas like I liked broccoli and stuff like that. I feel like if we didn't have this cultural stereotype against Brussels sprouts and their disgustingness, they would be extremely popular because they're
I
actually.
mean, to be
amazing.
fair, though, raw Brussels sprouts smell awful, just
they?
like a bag of farts.
really,
They
It's
are
not
a little-
good.
Yeah, but don't eat them raw.
Well, I know, but like if you like buy them from the
That's
store
true.
with the intention to roast them, like you're like, yes, you're gonna be delicious, but oh my
Yeah.
god, get in the oven.
Oh god, I want some
That's-
Brussels sprouts right now. Oh, we had really good Brussels sprouts on Tuesday. Yo, those were so
All
good.
right. This next question is from Nathan. Make an anime.
Mm.
Hiya, love the show. The time zones mean I never catch it live, but I wanted to send a question.
Aw.
You are in charge of making the next top high school sports anime. It has all the trappings: approaching interschool championship, rivals, and camaraderie, romance, and basic aspects of the sport shown as super special moves. But you haven't decided on what sport yet. What sport do you choose? I'd pick fencing. Love the show. Here's to many more episodes. Nathan.
Oh,
Let's make a sports anime. Chelsea, you look very excited about this. I feel like you have an idea.
roller derby.
Oh, hell yes!
That's really good.
awfully thrilled.
Because-
Put the mic away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I screamed.
Because like roller skates, lots of, I mean, especially if you do the bank track kind where it's like you could do ridiculous
Holy
stunts
shit.
and moves.
Mhm.
Yes.
They would be going a million miles an hour. You'd have a 1,000 techniques of like she skates with her legs like doing the splits the whole time, and it makes her have superpowers.
Yes.
and there would
Does,
be
like, a
so
super
much
spin.
rivalry.
Oh my
A
God.
spin, wait, a spin with a full split on roller skates.
One
Why
is-
the fuck would
One
you
is
do that?
one is splitting. One is doing a
splitting.
spin.
I thought
she-
you meant
No, these are different moves. These are different powers. Okay.
I thought it was the
She's like a fidget spinner, but in roller skate
one
human
can get
form.
her.
She's just
She's so
There's a bad girl who puts knives on her rollerblades.
Oh my god.
She has knives pop out.
Oh yes, come out of the wheels.
Yeah.
The toes. Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
Yes.
she rips the other girl's laces because there shouldn't be any sort of like leg harm in this show. Except somebody, if it's Yoapeta-esque, somebody will have horrible sports injuries.
Oh yeah. Well, you can also get really messed up in roller derby, so it's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, we definitely need we need some to like tear a tendon or something.
I was gonna note that I think a positive to this is they'd have great outfits.
They would have very good
It would be really cool. They would make them at home. And that's also how they bond.
Yes, there would be a whole episode where they have to go shopping and they're designing each other's outfits. And
Also-
they're like, because they're not a wealthy team. There's the rich school
Yes.
who has
Oh,
really
yeah.
nice outfits, and they're
And-
all mean
And really nice
Yeah.
skates.
and hot,
Yes.
hot and mean.
Hot and mean. And also because like
No, please go on. I'm listening.
Yes, I'm listening very hard for once.
all the names in roller derby are super good. They always
Yes.
are like, you know, like
They would all be puns,
they'd always
Oh,
puns.
right.
Japanese people love puns anyways. It's freaking
True.
great.
but then they would be translated badly for the dub.
Yes.
This is very good. This is a brilliant idea.
Buy our show, someone.
So it's a free pitch
TM.
for you.
Hmm.
My sports anime based off my real life experience would be of a country high school in Japan trying to start Japan's first bull riding league.
Oh my god.
And
Because
then
your
you'd have
bull
a
riding experience.
Bunch of American like characters coming in and being total jackasses. And it would be about bull riding, and there would be cowboy hats involved, and it would be very good. I'd like that's maybe not a logical sport for it to be, but
Why not? There's lots of drama and costumes and
physical harm.
Physical
Just horrible
harm?
bodily harm. Somebody could get gored. It could be the Devilman Crybaby of sports animals.
Oh my God.
yes.
Or the Yoapeta of bull riding.
Devilman Crybaby is already really close to being a sports anime in a weird way.
Isn't there like a track scene in
There's
that?
a lot of track scenes. They're
All
very funny.
Does anyone else have a potential sport? Or we'll move on.
We've
already created the-
Kendo.
That probably exists.
I don't care. It's
Are you
mine.
making, okay, what are you doing that's special? Name a special move.
A
or-
special
Or,
move.
or a camaraderie dash romance.
You name a romance? What?
Who are your main characters?
Okay.
What's
wait.
their what's
my-
their drama?
You can't ask me this many questions. I just
she
I-
just recovered.
I
okay.
just
I understand.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That was wrong of me to
Special
put you on
move.
blast.
The double cheeseburger
Yes.
slice.
Yes.
Perfect.
Ship it. Perfect. Ship it. It's done.
Oh,
Oh
Please
god,
let
that's a
the
really
show
long one.
end soon.
I know. I was just thinking. I was like, please. I think I should go.
We're-
Keep
No,
thinking
you're
of
doing
this
so
fitting.
well.
Just good news. We're going long today.
This question is from Mort. Hi, everyone. My favorite games are ones with good character creators and games that let you give your characters more fleshed out personalities. Have you ever gotten really, really attached to a character you created in a game, either video or tabletop? Personally, I'm totally in love with my Inquisitor from Dragon Age Inquisition. Thanks so much for the amazing and fun podcast. I love listening every week. Mort. Okay. Characters you've gotten really attached to in a video game that you created.
Oh, I keep mentioning her. I'm gonna say it for like the 5th time. Tagliatelle in Diablo 3.
Mm.
She's my necromancer.
Oh, remind me what was special about her besides the fact that she commanded the armies of the dead.
I mean, she makes bones come out of the ground,
and her name is Talia.
and her hair is kind of like this silver blue. She's dope.
She's beautiful. Are you still playing that? Because you were like super hooked on that for a while.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that game.
Aw.
I think what happened was I didn't play it for a while. Then I moved it to my external storage, and then I like forgot it existed.
And then it might as well have been dead to you because it's on your external storage.
dead to me
Oh, yes.
because it's a necromancer.
Oh.
No, I actually heard that they're coming out with a new event or something, like an anniversary event. I think in February. I thought because I remember like, oh shit, this is a good excuse to get back into Diablo 3.
You can release more cute outfits for your necromancer.
I don't know if you can even give her any outfits.
They don't have outfits in Diablo 3?
I don't
What?
think so.
It's like-
oh.
No.
guys should be able to have outfits. I'm offended.
More games.
It's more about loot. You get so much loot.
Yeah.
Do you wear your loot?
No.
Okay, fine. I think I got very attached to the Shepard from Mass Effect, which is I feel like anyone who played Mass Effect has the like very attached to Shepard's story, but I was super, super attached to her, and of course cried at the beginning of Mass Effect 2 when you see the Normandy again. I was like, it's my ship. Like I really, really loved those first two games. And I know people say that going back to Mass Effect 1 after having played 2 is kind of a downer just because it's not quite as mechanically smooth as the second one. I haven't gone back to it. It's still a perfect game in my memory. And it was one of the very first shooters where I was like, aside from BioShock, which I had played a long time ago and I am obviously very attached to, it was one of the first ones that I played like in college when I was getting back into gaming. And I was like, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to, even though this particular game is difficult for me, I'm going to make it work. And, I powered through that and got addicted to scanning planets for minerals, which kind of summarizes all of my gaming experience for the rest of my life is, this game is about this thing. I'm going to look for minerals instead. Cut to me picking every mushroom in Zelda. God. Yeah, I was super, and I still haven't finished Mass Effect 3, which is a real thing, a real problem in my life. It's on Carson Hill's Xbox 360. I will never get that file back. Sorry, Carson. I miss you. My roommate at the time.
I thought this was like a brand of
Carson
Xbox.
Carson Hill's Xbox.
I was like, is that a special edition?
Oh my God.
No, but in the beginning of 3 was it was very hard for me to get back into it because the animations, like there was a lot of discussion at the time about the lighting and how it did characters with dark skin a huge disservice. And my Shepard had dark skin and she looked awful. She looked gray in the opening of Mass Effect 3. And I had put it on the absolute darkest tone I could find because it was the only one that looked close at all to how she looked in 1 and 2. And I was like, this isn't quite the same. Like, it's hard for me to get into this. Yeah, so she kind of died for me in between those two games. But I'm still very, very fond of her, although I don't remember her name. Which is a normal experience, as anyone who has met me can attest to. What about you, Allegra?
This is probably very obvious, but I really love all of my Animal Crossing villagers, especially the ones in my main GameCube town, because you could have multiple towns over various memory cards. So on my main town, I had like my sister and I made like our own avatar, and then we filled the other houses with our 3 best friends.
Yeah.
And one of my best friends, my friend Snick, who's definitely not watching, but hi Snick. We gave them like a really rad life, and I tried to pair them up with this one like very surly villager, and it was our endeavor. Like, I spent hundreds of hours playing Animal Crossing on GameCube, and we were like, we're gonna get this guy to be Snick's best friend, and we would just send them like letters every day.
Yeah.
And like, this guy, he just doesn't really want to be friends with anyone. His name's Octavian. He's a very grumpy octopus. And then after like a year of playing this game and trying so hard to get like my friend Snick and Octavian to be besties, we got a letter from Octavian saying he moved to one of my other towns.
No.
But he only sent Snick that letter, and he said, hey, like, thanks for being such a good friend. I really appreciate your friendship. Come visit me at this other town sometime. And we're like, we did it. We finally did it. And so that was like such a big, like, monumental moment, like a huge achievement for us. I don't know that we ever visited Octavian because we felt spurned, but still, it was really
wow. He extended the olive leaf to you.
Mm-hmm.
You ghosted him. Incredibly rude. Chelsea, what about you?
I think I've talked on here about my City of Heroes love.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, making
Yes.
superheroes was the most fun, right? And so I went really ham, but my favorite I had 2, but my favorite was my first one named Barbecue, as in she was a fire controller, which I was just like really into having like a full flame motif kind of stuff. And I also made a really, really tall, buff woman named Reptilian who had spikes that would come out of her body.
Whoa.
Yes.
I
awesome.
loved that game so much. So much. My favorite thing about it is that not only it gave you this whole other superhero pantheon of characters, but then it also let you create your own. So like I had so many headcanons about my heroes in that game and like what they were doing in the world. And the world building was so good.
The world building was extremely good. And I think it was one of the first, like, because this game came out in 2004. It had one of the like best character creators for that time. It was extremely robust. Like you could do so much with it.
Yeah, all the costume options were really cool. The shading options and patterns were so cool.
You could like really adjust like facial features and just like skin tones and everything to wild, just like superhero level proportions. So
My favorite thing about it, honestly, was that you had to take the subway to move between locations.
yes,
Something about that was just so very, maybe it was because I come from a very small town. I was like, yeah, this is a big city. I'm taking this.
I know, because you could still fly around the zone, but when you had to leave the zone, you're like, well, now I'm getting on the
Getting on the
train. I'm a superhero.
God. All right. So that's going to be our email segment for the day. And what we're going to do now is we are going to wrap up the show here on YouTube with our wonderful YouTube audience. But we are going to keep rolling over on Twitter after a short break. And we will see you there for our final lightning round. If you have lightning round questions, of course, you can tweet #Polygon Show and we'll see them. So yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching us on whatever the heck platform you're watching on. And I will see you over at Twitter in a minute or so. Bye, YouTube. Have a good night.